I want to talk to you all today about heavy metal detox. There's a lot of heavy metals that we can get into our bodies from environmental toxins, and especially from chemtrails. I myself have firsthand experience with suffering from chemtrails. I had for a couple of months. I had a dry cough. That's one of the main symptoms from chemtrail toxicity, and finally got rid of it. But it's been over 4 months now, and I still have a little bit of arthritis-like symptoms. That's another major symptom of chemtrail toxicity, and I've had it in different parts of my body. Now it's pretty much confined to my left shoulder and upper arm area. But again, it's not arthritis, but it mimics arthritis. And those are the two top symptoms that you can have from chemtrail poisoning is these arthritis-like symptoms and again the dry cough. So I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I had to get some information together, and uh, there are other things besides what I'm mentioning, but I'm mentioning some of the ones I've found to be more common in doing some research on this. And a lot of different websites have recommended certain ones that are more effective, and I'll let you know what I'm trying and what has been somewhat effective for me. Uh, okay, first of all, we're going to talk a little bit about diet, what you can eat to help detox your body. Wild blueberries, organic wheatgrass or barley grass, organic spirulina or chlorella. However, I took chlorella and it didn't agree with me. It upset my stomach, and it does do that to some people. So I switched to spirulina and haven't had any problems with that. It's much easier for most people to digest than the chlorella. Um, Also, fruit pectin is very good. You can find that in citrus fruits, and also it's in pears, apples, cabbage, grapes, beets, carrots, and bananas. So the pectin-rich foods are very good, and you can also buy a liquid pectin. Just make sure it doesn't have added ingredients to it, and you can use that as well. I have found a pectin to be somewhat helpful, and in fact, it could be doing more good than some of these other things I've been taking. It's hard to tell because I've taken a number of different things, and I'm much better than I was before. But again, I still have some lingering symptoms, just for the arthritis-like symptoms. Okay. Also, broccoli and cauliflower are good. Oatmeal, uh, garlic, onions, flax seed and chia seeds, high fiber foods, beetroots, and Brazil nuts. And also drink plenty of water. Water helps flush out toxins from your system. And, these things I'm mentioning can be good for any kind of detox, not just heavy metal, but some of these things I'm mentioning are specifically related to heavy metals. They're supposed to be really good for it. And in fact, on Geoengineering Watch, their website, their top detoxifiers for heavy metal poisoning are fruit pectin, cilantro, chlorella, but again, you can use spirulina, and I would recommend that over chlorella because they're both pretty similar in their properties and the way they work. It's just that spirulina is much easier to digest. And then also he recommends wheatgrass, but again, you can use barley grass because wheatgrass has a kind of a strong taste to it, and some people prefer barley grass, which is much milder. And also another thing that he mentions in another article, and I found out about on another website, is diatomaceous-earth. And you can do some research on it. It's basically comes from the earth. It's diatoms, but you have to get the food grade. There's a number of different diatomaceous-earth products, and there's only a few of them that are actually food grade. So if you're going to be ingesting it, make sure you get the food grade. And if you're going to take that, I would recommend starting out with 1 teaspoon mixed in 8 ounces of water. And you just stir it up really good and drink it down. And you can build up to, some people take up to 2 or 3 tablespoons. I've never tried to get that. I'm still on 1 teaspoon. And I haven't really taken it as much as some of these other things, but I'm starting to take it again to see how it works. I think I just took it for a week or so the last time. And I think it did help some. But if you're going to take that, it's best taken on an empty stomach. Now, some foods to avoid are farmed fish. Get the wild caught fish, and preferably from the Atlantic, because the Pacific is contaminated now with this Fukushima radiation. I wouldn't want to eat anything out of the Pacific. Or you could get it from other, sources that aren't contaminated. And avoid non-organic foods, especially regular apple juice and brown rice, which I found interesting. But the reason being is they have heavy pesticides in apples that are non-organic. I bought some one time that weren't organic, and I could smell and taste the pesticide on them. Even after I peeled the apple, I could still taste the pesticides. I just threw them away. But brown rice can contain, and does contain, I should say, arsenic, and it has higher levels of arsenic than other rices. And that, of course, if you have too much of it, it can be toxic. But anytime you're eating rice, no matter what kind it is, it's always good to rinse it well. And I rinse mine several times before I cook it, and that helps wash off any toxins or arsenic that's present. But that being said, brown rice in general is very healthy for you. You need to make sure you wash it good before you eat it. Also, reduce meat and dairy products. These can cause inflammation, and they do cause inflammation when taken in high quantities. There's no doubt about it. So these are some of the tips I found helpful. Right now, I'm taking diatomaceous-earth, and I'm taking it once a day, and I'm taking wheatgrass once a day. Sometimes I mix spirulina with the wheatgrass, and sometimes I take spirulina on its own. And trying to eat some of these fruits and veggies that are good for detox, and that just in general trying to have a healthier diet. Your diet has a big part to play in our health, and that cannot be overemphasized. The better you eat, the healthier you will be in general. So I hope this has helped you out. If this message has helped you, please share it with others, or if you know others that may be suffering from chemtrail or other heavy metal toxicity, please share it with them. I'm just trying to help as many as I can, because this situation is ongoing, and it likely will continue for the foreseeable future. I don't see them putting an end to it. So thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.